Traveling in the Yukon is fun, but it's also a little bit strange because of the daylight. It screws up your internal clock a little bit, because at, well, say midnight it's still completely light and bright outside, and then when you wake up in the morning, it doesn't matter if it's 4 or 5, it's already completely light outside. It's an experience. As we were driving yesterday, we started to get a little bit worried that we would find a camp spot, because it was getting later and later, and 4 campsites we passed were still closed because the roads were apparently still not usable. And then when we arrived here on this campground, which only has, I think it is 12 spots, we were the second one to arrive, and by now we're the only ones because the people left early. And it's so peaceful and quiet here. The campgrounds here are $20. It's a kind of an honorary system, and the firewood is provided for free, so you can use as much as you want, which is a good deal, I guess. Yeah, right. There's a lot of mosquitoes on our windshield. We want to clean it. One was thinking about using dead water, so... Oh, that was easy. Also, I can film without all those mosquitoes in the front window.
We spent the night in Haines Junction on a provincial campground, and now today we're taking a tour in the direction of Haines, which is the Haines Highway, and we're going to do about 50 or 60 kilometers. We'll see what happens. And
we're in Kluane.
Kluane National Park. Kluane is actually, I think, the biggest national preserve park in North America, and it has a big glacier.
The biggest glacier?
Biggest glacier outside of the North Pole ice cap, so it's quite impressive, but you have to take a plane flight to see all that stuff. But we're not going to do that. But if you look around here, it's magnificent. It is so beautiful and so quiet. Nobody here. What else do you want?
Nothing. I don't know whether you can see it, but mosquito season is starting. They're all over the van. here at the Deza Dash Lake campground. Today we experienced our first real mosquito attack. So Martin was finally able to use his new toy. Show me your new toy.
Well, I'm not sure if it even works, but it's called a thermocell. Works on butane and hey, there's a mosquito close by, so there you go. Might not even work, but we'll see. Apparently you have mosquito free within 4.5 meters.
Well, up till now it really worked, but it was a little bit windy.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna keep trying it because mosquitoes are bad.
that's our spot for tonight. And it's June in the Yukon. The weather is gorgeous, but even on this campground there are still spots which are not, well, usable because there's too much snow on them. Here in the Yukon we stayed on a couple of government campgrounds, and on most of them there wasn't any drinking water available. Yesterday we checked out a campground from Parks Canada. There was drinking water, however it says that you had to boil the water for at least 5 minutes. And on the government campgrounds where there is water available, there's always a sign that you have to boil for at least 1 minute. So on this campground, I don't know whether you can read it because of the sun, it says boil the water at least 1 minute prior to use. And that's where the water comes from then. There's no pump here or anything. You just have to get water from the river, and that's your drinking water. This morning we left
White Horse area.
the White Horse area and we're now in the car cross, and it's the smallest desert in the world.
Smallest desert in the world apparently.
It's just a riverbed.
From the glacier period, and then it's the sediment settled and this is what's left behind. It's kind of neat. Looks like the Drunense Duinen.
Exactly.
But it's fun.
This ship, the Tootsie, was built here in Carcross in 1917. In the 70s it was taken out of commission, and they were restoring it so that people could go in and look around, and then in 1990 it completely burned down. So this is what they do with it now, and we can still kind of go in and check it out. Had the first road construction, and now we're standing in front of the traffic light for the second road construction. And if you see how our van looks, how gross and dirty it is, I will show you. Well, this is the sign for road track, and oh, I cannot even get it off. maybe if I... And that's just driving up at road construction. Gross. We just saw a whole line of trailers, RVs, so we think it's some kind of a, how do you call that?
Rally?
A rally. This one was left behind, I guess. But it's our turn to go through the road construction. There we go again. So we're back in Johnson's Crossing. We were here a couple of weeks ago because they have world famous cinnamon buns. They didn't have them then, so we had some scones. This time we're gonna try the cinnamon bun. Well, it's a big bun, so we only bought one for the two of them. So I will let you have the honor of tasting the first bite.
I'm gonna eat that. Ugh, sticky.
They're good? Then I'm gonna taste it. Oh, they're really sticky. I think I'm covered. I would come back for that, yes. Third construction site on our way in the direction of Watson Lake. Extreme dusty conditions. And we're on our way to Ranchero Falls. Last time we couldn't... Yeah, Ranchero.
Okay.
Last time we couldn't walk here because there was too much snow. But now look.
I could have walked with snowshoes, but...
Yeah, so let's see if it's worth it that we came back.
We're back in Watson Lake here, on the campground. We came up the Cassia Highway here into the Yukon. After replenishing here, we went all the way here to Whitehorse on the Alaska Highway. After Whitehorse, in general, we drove all the way up here to Dawson City. Did some gold stuff over there. We wanted to go up all the way to the little section of this area, but we decided not to do that on the Dempster Highway. We'll come back for that. On the way back we crossed a little bit to Mayo, waste of time, but okay, we came back here. Then we took the Haines Highway to Haines Junction, visited the Kluane National Park and Reserve, drove a little bit in the direction of Haines, not as far as the border because we didn't want to cross the border this time. Took a detour also this way. This is the Alaska Highway, this is the Haines Highway. Coming back to Whitehorse. Then we drove on the South Klondike Highway, Carcross, and then back towards the lake where we are now, before heading back into BC.
And how did you like the Yukon?
I love the Yukon, but again, we have to come back here and include Alaska, but then we would have or rent a truck camper because there's a lot of beautiful roads which are gravel roads, and I think our home is not fit for going on those weird roads for us at this point.